Hey, this is Todd with the Redeeming Dogs. I've got Otto here. Otto is the Min Pin that I just brought in today. He's a really big Min Pin. He's like 17 pounds. His rap sheet is he's super excitable. He actually jumped and burst the screen door today when I went to pick him up. So he's a pretty wound tight guy. He barks and blusters at visitors. Seems like he's going to attack him. He never really has. He's been in some dog fights. Most of those fights he didn't start, but it sounds like he's started one or two. So he's just here for general manners and kind of a rehab. But you'll notice that of all the dogs in this yard, everybody's ignoring him except this little puppy that doesn't know any better. So until he starts acting a little more normal and not obsessively marking and things like that, these other dogs are going to ignore him and they're not going to interact with him. And that's very typical. And part of me knowing when to start working the dog harder on training is when the other dogs decide to interact with him. In other words, he's become normal enough that we can do something with him. So it's fascinating to me to watch the dogs evaluate these dogs and say, no, he's not ready to interact with yet. He needs more time. And only this little puppy that doesn't know any better is really nosing him. So, and by the way, Otto's I think he's 6 years old. So it'll be a fun dog to train. These Min Pins are usually very smart. They're just hyper and very easily excited. So we'll see how he comes along. Hey, just another comment or two on the new dog that came in, Otto. Right now, he's in the dog room, and I've got him in here with the rest of the pack. They're all loose, and he's up for right now. Whenever we put a dog in a small space like a room, tension is always greater. So for right now, for the next few days, he will be in a crate in this pack room, in the dog room, and later on we will, these guys are roughhousing, and later on we'll have him loose in the room, but there's too much tension on a new dog that's got some aggression issues to just leave him loose in this room right now. So I like the fact that he's moving over and sniffing. And it's funny, he's actually sniffing the dogs more from the crate than he did when he was loose. So those barriers are giving him a little sense of confidence. And he can feel safe in there. So what I'm going to be watching for some things like, are these other dogs really sniffing and wiggling at this gate and at the wall of the crate trying to get in there to him? And I want to see him wiggly too. See, he's really stiff right now in his body posture. That's tension. I want to see him loosen up, and I want to see some wiggly body posture, more like these guys. There's a little bit. You see his tail's going a little bit there. So these guys will loosen him up. They will get him. They'll get him a lot more comfortable, and this tension will wear off of him, and then I'll be able to run him with the rest of the dogs. So, but these guys, this whole room's been together now, several days, and so this is a real relaxed dynamic. Playful, lots of loose body language, happy open mouth. So these guys are doing great, and it won't be too long until we get him integrated.